and welcome back to Art from the Madness. I'm so excited to have you guys back, and if you've never been to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. There are more videos to be coming soon, a few things very different that I have in the works. But this week on Art from the Madness, it's me. I know. I'm not going to be interviewing anyone this week. We're just going to kind of go over the art that came out from me during this pandemic. So let's get started. So for all of you who can see this behind me, which I will move and fix it a little bit, before the pandemic, I wrote a novel. And before the pandemic started, I planned on going on a tour for my novel. Not a big one. I'm not a well-known author or anything. Just a small one to kind of meet and greet the people that have been supporting me. I had a book signing in my hometown when it first launched, and a lot of people came out to support me. I was really surprised how many did, and so grateful. So this is what got put on hold. My dream of being a traveling author, because Lord knows I want to see every city everywhere, got put on hold. My travel plans put on hold. So I was sitting at home wondering what I was going to do during this time, when actually I wasn't even sitting at home. I was driving to my job, and I just had a dream that night before of all of the cool art that was going to come out during this crazy pandemic, the way that cool art comes out during any historical time in history. Otherwise we wouldn't have art museums, so many cool things. And I thought, if there was a way to showcase them, if there was a way to talk to people and share that with the world, spread that with the world, I wanted to do it. So I actually told my bosses that I was going to do the show. I told them that I wanted to start a show that highlighted the art that was coming out during this time. So my Art from the Madness was this show, was this talking to a bunch of my cool friends and a bunch of people that I just wanted to know. Now, I wasn't sure how long I was going to be furloughed. I wasn't sure how long this pandemic was going to last. I wasn't sure how long the show was even going to go on for. I just wasn't sure. There was so much uncertainty, but I knew that I wanted to do it. So I reached out to a couple of my really creative friends, and they jumped on board right away. And I was so lucky to have Eric be my first episode, the rock star, and to feel his energy got me even more excited for that episode, for the next one, and all of the people that I've had. Jose, Cassidy, the other Eric, Janice. I was so blessed to have them come on. I was so lucky to have seen what they're working on, because I know I hear about it all the time, and to be able to share that with you was my art. How I feel like this whole pandemic is going to affect me in the long run definitely made me think of some really cool stories to write. But honestly, I think that I got a chance to show the world a little bit more of myself. I'm a writer, so I'm never really that comfortable being in front of the camera. I've done interviews in the past, and I feel always awkward and out of place. So when I'm doing the interviews with my friends, I wanted them to feel comfortable. I wanted them to feel the way I always want to feel at an interview, like I'm just chatting with an old buddy about the cool things that I'm working on. I'm pretty lucky in that fact that so many people watch. I had no idea. I really thought like 3 people would watch the show. To have hundreds tune in, I'm beyond blessed and grateful and thankful. I couldn't have imagined that this would turn into such a conversation, so many DMs, and it just became more than I ever thought that it could be, and I couldn't be more grateful than that. I couldn't be more grateful for that. I think that my takeaway from all of this is that even in the darkest times, there is so much light and beauty out there. There is a silver lining to everything. That was definitely something that I wanted to share with all of you. That's why I created the show. A little bit about me and my writing. If you follow me on Instagram, which you totally should, and I don't know why you're not, Messymind, come on now. I started writing at a pretty young age, and I use writing as an outlet of dealing with things that I couldn't understand, or escapes that I needed in life, Writing was my oasis away from everything, my escape. And when I wrote Tanto Pia, I never imagined that Tanto Pia would be what it became. I would never imagine that. I wrote it as a blog. So let me do a little sidetrack to Tanto Pia. I started as a blog, and I would do it was a weekly series. And to have so many people tune into that blog, to have thousands of readers reading it, I was overwhelmed. I was afraid, but I was so jazzed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know who says jazz, but I was so jazzed to have so many people so excited for something that I did. Tanto Pia, a little sidetrack on my sidetrack. Tanto Pia is a science fiction novel about Ava, who's from a utopian world that time travelers from a dystopia went back and created a utopia. They stopped all the bad things from happening. Ava, however, in kind of, you know, it's a POV book, so it's told from her perspective, only one. It's just her thoughts, her mindset, and she goes through this journey, a very unforeseen journey, on finding out the utopia that she's lived in her whole life is not quite what it seems, and that maybe the time travelers didn't make the world a better place. And for me, this book was a metaphor for false narratives shaping a societal norm. So I really wanted to highlight that in this book. At the time when I started writing it, there was so much false media circling around at that time the presidency, and I thought, who knows what to believe? And if you fight for a false narrative, are you wrong? False narratives can truly shape your societal norm. And I wanted to write a book that kind of illustrated that a little bit more dramatically. And I wanted to make it an adventure. And so it's a time traveling book filled with adventure and friendship and a very dark sense of humor, because that's my humor. It's just a way to make people question what they see every day. And that's what I wanted my writing to do, was to make people question. I never thought that people would relate with the characters in the book, or, you know, be Team Ava or Team Rev. You know, when I got those messages at first online, I couldn't believe, and I was overjoyed with how many people really took interest in it, that I decided to turn it into a book. So 2021, I'm definitely going to put that tour together and travel around to see all of you someday, probably just on the weekends. I am back at work. But this was my dream before the pandemic. Did it change it? Yeah, of course. I couldn't travel anywhere. Did it shape it into something better? Yeah, it's going to give me more time to plan an even better book tour for you guys. It's going to make me even more comfortable in front of the camera, and it's going to allow me to create this show because I always dreamed of doing a YouTube show that would follow my life while creating the book tour. I really wanted the behind the scenes of all the work that went into making my book. However, a lot of it's very slow paced, a lot of it's writing, but I really wanted to share that side of my artistic ability with you. And to me, writing is an art form. Just the same way that I think lashes are an art form, and clothes creating is an art form, and painting, drawing, singing, they are all art forms in their own right. And I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to take this time when everybody felt sad and alone and really show you that you can create anything out of it. I am trying to work on book 2 at the time. I wanted to create content of behind the scenes for book 2, of the whole journey from my storyboard to creating the cover, because this literally was a dream of mine. I had a dream of worlds divided, a girl from our world and a girl from a utopian, and the tear between. This cover, made real by Gemma, which is this incredible artist, she took my dream and made it real. I had a great photographer who made me feel comfortable, made the girls feel comfortable, and we were able to make my dream cover. I mean, I love it. I couldn't imagine it coming out any better, and I definitely wanted this YouTube channel so I could showcase all of my interests, because I have a lot, if you can't tell by my knitting corner over there. So Art from the Madness is just the beginning. Art from the Madness, I guess, during the pandemic was my push into YouTube. And I plan on continuing with this journey of YouTube. What I'm going to do is a little bit of a question. Leave comments down below if you think that this is a good idea, but I kind of wanted to do a Misha Try show where I try different things every week, whether it's your suggestions or things that I've just always wanted to try. But that's definitely in the works a little bit. I'm still trying to work out some kinks. But I am so grateful to all of you who've tuned in every week, to all of you who've liked the videos, to all of you who've privately DM'd me, to all the new followers on Instagram. We're start off with me from the beginning. Watch the journey as I grow. Watch the art as it starts. And remember that the world is full of beauty if you just look. Even in the darkest corners, there's something beautiful. This pandemic really shook the world, but it's showing us that we are resilient and we shall fight through anything. And as long as we social distance but care about each other, we can get through anything. So thank you so much for tuning in to my episode of Art from the Madness. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so I know this is what you like. If you want to check out Tanto Pia, it's on Amazon now. If you want to see the mini commercials for it, make sure to check out my Instagram, link in the description below, and the commercials will be on there. I did do commercials for it. If you want the behind the scenes, I mean, I did record a bunch of content during the making of this cover and the making of the commercials. Well, I call them mini commercials. During the mini commercials, if you guys want to see that content, let me know down below and I will put it together. I will make it for you because I really recorded it to try and show you that, yes, there are things in life that are going to be harder than you expect. But what is life if it's not beauty? What is a little bit of heartache if it's not joyous? If you don't struggle, you never really enjoy those triumphs, I guess. I'm a little bit of a writer, I guess. But thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. We'll see what we're doing then. I'm not really sure if Art from the Madness is going to have another episode after this. I will keep you posted. Maybe once I'm able to travel again, I can travel around and see, because I have a bunch of cool art friends all over the country that I would like to visit. Let me know. Let me know in that comment down below, and I'll see you later.